Hello once again. So today we are going to revise Science Paper 2, that is 2022 internal. So here we have the question. Start the following flowchart and answer the questions that follow. So when you go to the paper indicated there, you'll be able to find the question. The question actually is there. So we have liquid P plus liquid Q mixture. So you have a mixture there, then we have mixture X. So when you combine liquid P, liquid Q, you have mixture X. So when you actually mix the two, liquid P and liquid Q, they are saying no distinct layer seen between P and Q. Then we have the separation technique T that can be used to separate these two substances mixed. So at the end we have we have substance P and we have substance Q. So now in this case we have question 1, which reads, what are liquids P and Q in mixture code? So what are these liquids P and Q in this mixture called mixture X actually in this case? So for you to be able to answer this question, you need to remember that we have two types of liquids. We have miscible and immiscible. So miscible liquids are those, it's the mixture of two or more liquids that completely mix. And then you have immiscible. This is the combination of two or more substances, or rather liquids that do not mix completely. So those are immiscible liquids. So since here we know that those liquids that do not mix completely, they actually form the layer. So for example, we can talk about paraffin and water, or we can talk about crude oil and water. So when you mix the two, you'd find that the layer will be formed that will separate the two substances, since one substance is denser than the other. So one will float on top, the other one will settle at the bottom. So in this case, we've been guided that no distinct layer was seen actually when this liquid P and Q was mixed. So here we know that the substances or the mixtures that actually do not form the layer are what we call miscible liquids. So since no layer was seen, meaning the two substances were mixed completely. Okay, were actually mixed completely. So in this case, since they were mixed completely, we may conclude to say the liquids, okay, P and Q in mixture can be referred to as miscible liquids. So we have miscible liquids. Okay, miscible liquids. What is separation technique T? So what actually is separation technique T that can be used to separate the miscible liquids? So we know that miscible liquids can be separated by fractional distillation. So the technique here is fractional distillation. Okay, fraction distillation. Criterion. So criterion, see actually the things to consider as you are taking as you are trying to carry out the process. So in this case, since we know that the two substances, they can be mixed completely, so in this case the criterion or the things to consider here, the difference, you consider the difference of the boiling points between the two substances or between the two mixtures. Okay, so differences, so we know that For example, water and ethanol boils at different temperatures, of which ethanol boils at 78 degrees Celsius, and then water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So here you take the advantage of those boiling points. So you take the advantage of their boiling points. So here we are saying difference in boiling points of the mixtures. Okay. Deduce the names of liquids P and Q. So what is the name of liquids P and Q? So in most school level science contexts, the classic examples of two miscible liquids separated by fraction distillation are mostly ethanol, which boils at with the boiling point at 78 degrees Celsius, and water with the boiling point at 100 degrees Celsius. So in this case, since these are miscible liquids and those are the actually common examples of two miscible liquids that can be separated by fraction distillation, so in this case we may have P to be an ethanol, since these are the common examples of miscible liquids that can be separated by fractional distillation. So ethanol and water. So this one boils at 78 degrees Celsius. This one also, it boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So in this case, ethanol is going to reach its boiling point first, and then it will be able to evaporate first due to that.